Please rise and join us for the national anthem. Good evening and welcome to the 2022 Patriotic Concert on the Courthouse lawn. We are the Dixon Municipal Band under the direction of John P. James and the personnel management of Kathy James. Our first performance this evening was, of course, our traditional opener, Another Opening, Another Show, followed by the national anthem directed by Dixon High School Director of Bands, Mr. Riley Carter. We'd like to let you know and remind you that the Dixon Municipal Band is a partially listener-supported organization, and we do appreciate your support. We have thank yous for your support this evening. At our band table, we have free patriotic giveaways, and we ask you to please come get a gift and help celebrate our heritage, our country, and our freedom. And if you have the opportunity, please leave a little donation for the band. We do depend on the listeners like you to keep the band going. Our first number tonight, Black Granite, is a heroic symphonic march composed in 1996 by James Jose, who was the arranger and composer for the United States Army Band, Pershing's own in Washington, D.C. Dedicating this march to the men and women who died in the Vietnam War, Jose wrote, "The Vietnam War is an event that is controversial to this day, but let there be no controversy regarding the high level of valor, courage, and honor displayed by the men and women of the United States Armed Forces during that conflict. Without regard to the politics behind their involvement, they served diligently and to the highest standards of military tradition. Many of them gave the ultimate sacrifice." The Vietnam Veterans Memorial is the most visited memorial on the National Mall in Washington and attracts more than 5 million people each year. The most prominent feature of the memorial is a massive, shiny black granite wall that lists the names of more than 58,000 servicemen and women who lost their lives during the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War Memorial Wall was dedicated on Veterans Day in 1982, fulfilling one veteran's promise to never forget those who served and sacrificed during the Vietnam War. James L. Jose's Black Granite. Our next number is Franz von Suppe's Poet and Peasant Overture. It's two overtures associated with the old-time park band concerts of the day, when those events are at their peak popularity. And those two are Rossini's William Tell and Suppe's Poet and Peasant. Although Suppe is noted as the composer of a great number of comic operas, the themes from this overture are among the most often quoted material for comic effects for stage productions and animated cartoons, probably because they represent an era of nostalgia and are familiar to audiences of all age groups. For example, in the classic 1930s cartoon Popeye the Sailor, Popeye conducts a performance of von Suppe's Poet and Peasant Overture, renamed for that occasion the Spinach Overture. Poet and Peasant was also used in a 1930 cartoon featuring Mickey Mouse directing the Barnyard Concert. Von Suppe's Poet and Peasant Overture. As the Dixon Municipal Band is supported in large part by the community of Dixon and the city of Dixon, we'd like to extend a special thank you to Council members Mary Oros and Dennis Considine for joining us this evening and representing Dixon City Government. Thank you, Council members. We'd like to start this next piece by thanking former members of the Armed Forces from the Dixon American Legion Post 12 and the Dixon VFW Post 540 for being our flag bearers today. The Armed Forces Salute. This medley of service songs by Bob Loudon, in order in which they appear, includes the Caisson song, which was in 1956 renamed as The Army Goes Rolling Along and adopted as the official song of the United States Army. Semper Paratus. The Coast Guard is on call 365 days a year to protect the waterways and people of the United States. And their motto is Semper Paratus, that is, always ready. And it seems especially appropriate these days. The Marine Hymn is one of the most readily recognized songs in the world and is the oldest of the service songs of our country. To all Marines, it has become a sacred symbol of pride and professionalism of a Marine. And you will find them standing straight and tall at the position of attention whenever it is performed. The U.S. Air Force's official song, adopted in the late 1940s, is often referred to as The Wild Blue Yonder. And finally, Anchors Aweigh, the official song of the United States Navy, was first sung publicly in Philadelphia's Franklin Field at the December 1st, 1906 Army-Navy football game. It's our annual tradition that when you hear your service song being played, if you're a veteran, would you please stand and be acknowledged for your service. Bob Loudon's Armed Forces Salute.
Honor Guard.
The United States Army. The United States Coast Guard. United States Marine Corps. United States Air Force. The United States Navy. Our next piece is Each Time You Tell Their Story by Samuel Hazel. We have a special treat this evening as Dixon Public Schools Director of Bands, Riley Carter, will be our guest conductor. Mr. Carter received his Bachelor's of Education in Music Education and second Bachelor's in Saxophone Performance at Illinois State University and is still attending Vandercook College of Music for his Master's in Music Education. We're very glad to have Mr. Riley Carter this evening. During this piece, you will hear the poignant words by the poet Dr. Samuel Hazel, matched equally with appropriately dignified music composed by his son, Samuel R. Hazel. The music and words are respectful, reverent, and will reach a deep depth of emotion that will touch your hearts. Samuel Hazel's Each Time You Tell Their Story. No soldiers choose to die. It's what they risk by being who and where they are. It's what they dare while saving someone else's life, whose life means suddenly as much to them as theirs, or more. To honor them, why speak of duty or the will of governments? Think first of love each time you tell their story. It gives their sacrifice a name, and it takes from war its glory. Next, Americans We by Henry Fillmore was first published in 1929, and Fillmore dedicated to all of us, to all of those people he so sincerely wished to make happy with his music. And highest on his list of those Americans whom he wished to reach with his old-fashioned patriotism are the never-ending thousands of young high school band musicians all over the Republic who are America's ever-developing present and future. Americans We by Henry Fillmore. Our next piece takes us to a period just before the Civil War. In Jerry Billick's Civil War fantasy, you'll hear popular tunes of the mid-19th century and, from a distance, the sound of drums announcing the first signs of the coming war. Next, little whispers of music from both the North and the South take us toward wartime, and the two armies coming closer and closer. Then with a shattering explosion, you can hear the sounds of battles. This eventually dies away, and finally, the music builds in grandeur, representing the spiritual hope for a peaceful and prosperous United States of America. Featured in American Civil War fantasy are Listen to the Mockingbird, Dixieland, the Camptown Races, John Brown's Body, Dixie, Battle Cry of Freedom, Maryland, My Maryland, When Johnny Comes Marching Home, Just Before the Battle Mother, Marching Through Georgia, The Yellow Rose of Texas, and of course, the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Jerry Billick's American Civil War fantasy. While the drummers reset for our next number, mark your calendars for July the 28th. Guest soloist Matt Eaton will be performing Thundering Drums by local native Louis Belson. You'll get to hear Matt playing the set during our next song. Eric Osterling's Big Band Salute is an arrangement of a number of popular music from the swing era. A big band is a type of musical ensemble associated with playing jazz music that became popular during that era, from the early 30s until the late 40s. Big bands played a major role in lifting morale during World War II. Many band members served in the military and toured with USO troops at the front. From the moment the U.S. entered World War II to D-Day, VE Day, and beyond, USO performers gave over 420,000 performances for more than 130 million service member attendees. Featured in this medley of big band songs includes Opus 1 by Cy Oliver for the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra, The American Patrol by Frank Meacham, arranged for the Glenn Miller Orchestra, Big Noise from Winnetka, composed by members of the Bob Crosby Orchestra, and April in Paris, music by Vernon Duke, and Count Basie's version of this song was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame in 1985. Eric Osterling's arrangement of the medley, Big Band Salute. before our next number, which was written specifically for Dixon's Petunia Festival, we have a real treat. With us this evening, Petunia Festival Royalty 2022. Beginning with Petunia Festival Queen, Ms. Kendall Fassler. Dixon Municipal Band is especially proud to announce the attendance this year. Both are of our own, Esther Whitcomb and Leah Kuehl. They're doing double duty tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And last but far from least, the star of the show, Pinky Petunia, Caitlin Fassler. These young people work tirelessly all through the festival and really they add a lot to what we enjoy every year. We thank you, ladies, and we thank you for coming this evening. As promised, next is a song that was written especially for this festival. The Petunia Festival March was commissioned by the Dixon Municipal Band during Director Kent Neitlinger's term. He served as band director from 1990 to 2006. This march is also known as the Storm Chasers March. It's in the style of a circus screamer featuring fanfares, flourishes, and tuneful melodies, all played at a very aggressive tempo. The Petunia Festival March by Robert Sheldon. America the Beautiful by Samuel Augustus Ward and arranged by Carmen Dragon is one of the most beloved and popular of American patriotic songs. From the time it has been proposed as a replacement from time to time as a replacement for the national anthem. Its lyrics were originally published as a poem by English professor Catherine Lee Bates, who was inspired by the sights of her country during a summer trip to Pikes Peak. The melody was composed in 1882 by organist Samuel Ward as a tune for the old hymn, "O Mother Dear Jerusalem." He received his inspiration during a summertime ferry ride from Coney Island. The world premiere of this piece was directed by Carmen Dragon with the 1960 Ohio State University Concert Band. Now the stirring America the Beautiful. For our final number this evening, we want to thank you for being here on this beautiful Friday evening and remind you that next week our concert will be back on our usual time, Thursday at 7:30 p.m. at the Band Shell in beautiful Page Park. You can also see us in Sunday's Petunia Festival Parade, and we look forward to seeing you at both of those events. We've been a wonderful crowd this evening, and we'd like to leave you with perhaps one of the most famous patriotic songs in the United States. John Philip Sousa's The Stars and Stripes Forever. Composed by Mr. Sousa in 1896 and by an act of Congress in 1987, it is designated as the official national march of the United States of America. Many of you may not know that this is not only an instrumental piece, but it has words, and they're beautiful. The first verse, let martial note in triumph float, and liberty extend its mighty hand. A flag appears mid thunderous cheers, the banner of the western land. The emblem of the brave and true, its folds protect no tyrant crew. The red and white and starry blue is freedom's shield and hope. John Philip Sousa's The Stars and Stripes Forever March.